G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in the south of the map, it is Beastie QT and he is going to be playing some Holy Roman Empire for us today. His opponent, who spawns in the north of the map, playing the Mongols, it is Dade. At least that's how I'm going to be pronouncing it. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Going to be on the color red, playing the Mongols. He's got a pretty nice spot up here towards the north, so typically when you're playing the Mongols, you want two things. Number one, you want a wood line. Number two, you want a gold mine. And he's done pretty well. He's actually very close to this gold mine, so unlikely that he's going to need to put a gur down here just to gather up those starting resources, but we'll see how he plays. We'll see what he looks for. Now, I will note that the Holy Roman Empire is definitely a little bit more of a Castle Age civ than most. And subsequently, we can expect Beastie to be looking to play, I would assume in this situation, pretty passively. Try and get up to that Castle Age, but it's going to be tough. He's playing against the Mongols, and as you guys know, the Mongols are one of the strongest civilizations at the moment, and definitely a very aggressive civ. So we'll have to watch out and see how he does it. Has that prelate out already, going to be doing a heap of buffing up those villages. You can see as they're walking out as well. He's got them in a nice little spot here, the prelate, and he's going to be buffing that up very happily. Going to be catching a few sheep around the back of his base, and mainly looking for those all-important relics. So relics have changed their color. So if you have a look on the mini-map, they're a little bit different. They're a little bit more yellow, a little bit more golden now. So that is that's essentially it. So he's going to be pretty happy. He's got 3 easy-to-access relics. The first one, obviously, behind his base. The second one out here a little bit to the left. And the third one out here over to the east of the map. Now, one of the things to note is if you're playing against the Holy Roman Empire, you need to think about this, and you need to understand about how they're going to play. They're going to look to try and get to the Castle Age. Now, if you're playing as the Mongols, it's going to be tough for you, because when it comes to the type of response that you can do to this, you really only got options in the form of units. And so that might mean putting out a horseman over here. That could mean putting out a potential tower or something like that with arrow slits as well. But what any other civ would be able to do is actually wall these bad boys in. And that is something that we haven't actually seen a lot of. And I would expect that it's probably going to be coming through in the meta relatively soon. In any time that the Holy Roman Empire becomes a strong civilization, actually going to be dropping down a go here despite the proximity to the gold mine. He could have actually just moved this up just a little bit further and probably could have had that sitting right on top of it. But that's all right. That's okay. So, yeah, I would expect that we would actually see, once Holy Roman Empire starts climbing up the ranks, you start seeing Holy Roman Empire happening more and more and more, you can expect to see people beginning to respond with that sort of strategy. You don't need a lot of wood for it, you know? You need 15 wood here, 15 wood there, 15 wood, and it's 60 wood in total. You can probably delete the pillars in there as well. It probably works out to be, you know, a total of something like 30 wood just for that. And you just send a single villager out, you just go wall up all the relics. You know, even wall the relic behind your base if you're not going to be taking it, just to stop them and delay them. That is the big thing, you're delaying it. So every second that you delay it, it's a reduction of, I think it works out to be about 3 gold. No, it's more than that, actually. It's going to be like 4, 5 gold? It's 300 gold a minute. So it would be 5 gold a second. So every second that you delay it, it is 5 gold that they're losing. So that's pretty crazy when you think about it. Dade going to be going up now. Going to be dropping down those deer stones. No real surprise there. Deer stones very, very strong on almost every single map. The only exception would be on a map like French Pass. That would be essentially it, where players are looking to go for that neutral trade to the trading post. But he's going to be opening up with those deer stones. We'll check in on his opponent, though, and see exactly what he's up to. Going up with the Arkan Chapel Beastie is, and I think we're going to ride on board with Beastie, see what he gets up to here, because he is now dropping down a second lumber camp here. Obviously, he's determined that this is the primary place that he wants to have his villages. Now, even though he did invest in this initial lumber camp, he said, well, hold on, I've got a lumber camp up here, I've got berries, but these berries aren't going to last me nearly as long as this gold mine is going to last me. So I think I might put my Arkan Chapel down here, and I will rebuild my lumber camp. So maybe a little bit of, I wouldn't necessarily say inexperience from Beastie, but I would probably say not enough thought about, you know, how he's going to play and what he's going to be playing to actually put that lumber camp down, because obviously that's extra resources that he's going to have to chop to put that down. It's extra resources or extra walking time. We're going to be able to click up now to the next age. We'll take a look at what he's going to be up to. 7 villages on wood at the moment. Obviously not enough wood to be dropping down any sort of military production at this point. Hasn't done a lot of scouting. He does know what his opponent's up to, and he's gone for a stable in the first age. He's got only the double scouts out, so hasn't looked for any form of aggression at this point. There are a couple buildings out here that he probably could get. He could definitely get this house. I tell you what, this is sitting out pretty far. But keep in mind, he's playing against the Holy Roman Empire. And you guys know exactly what they've got up their sleeve when it comes to playing. It is, of course, emergency repairs. So just when you think that you might be, you know, able to siege down a Holy Roman Empire mill or lumber camp or house or whatever it is that it might be, think again, because they've got that emergency repair. They can hit that button at any time, and subsequently, I think that's almost even a little bit of a curious decision to be opening a stable like this in the first stage, unless he plans to do that all-important professional scouts. Now, he is overgathering at the moment for professional scouts, so highly likely he's just going to be doing a naked fast castle. Normally, when you see a fast castle, it wouldn't be a naked fast castle. It would be a Dark Age rush into a naked fast castle, or a Dark Age rush into just a fast castle. So even if that would mean, you know, for the Holy Roman Empire, or for the Mongol player coming in here and just looking to put down a single outpost and then just getting 4 scouts inside it and just locking down this gold, forcing your opponent out and saying, okay, like if you were to have a look at the gold on this map right now, you can see there's a gold outside the front of his base. He's got a gold at the back of his base, but this is pretty far away. I mean, and, you know, Beastie has scouted it, but Dada hasn't scouted it just yet. But, you know, you force idle time, and then that buys you time as well, because then he's got to walk his villagers all the way down there. If you know, whatever plan he's got to do that sort of fast castle, it's going to delay him a lot more than it would take to delay you just by sending that villager out and building that. Because you can see that right here, you can build it from within line of, or from outside of line of sight, and then drop it down on that. So definitely something to think about. Dada going to be clicking up any second now. We'll take a look at him as he approaches that all-important 1200, 600 mark. Nothing else really going on in his base. No upgrades, despite having this Gur. And going to be eating up the majority of these sheep here. Trying his best. His macro has actually been pretty good, considering he's about to click up now at 7 minutes 10. He grabs how many sheep, or how many villagers rather? 4 villagers, 9 villagers in total. Going to be dropping down a step redoubt here. So going to be going up with the correct landmark. This is a wonderful landmark at the moment. It is one of the best landmarks in the game, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. And Beastie actually going to be doing a bit of walling himself. So over towards his base, we do have the Khan that is now going to be popping off that soaring eagle into the sky. It looked like he almost used the movement speed arrow. I didn't see exactly which one it was, but he came in here absolutely flying, and obviously he's still got the Falcon flying above. But it looks like we've definitely entered into, you know, what is a fast castle meta, I guess you could say it. You got both players here going for naked fast castles themselves. Obviously, Beastie going to be doing the fast castle down here towards the south. He's got an awful lot of wood stacked up at this point, I would say. 500 excess wood. And that is a lot. Like, you got to think about it. He's delaying his castle by picking up that wood. So I'm curious what he's going to be doing with that. And obviously his opponent, Dada, going to be going up. We saw that very, very naked fast castle. Now, one thing to note, and I have mentioned this before, if you try and type in naked fast castle, or what is naked fast castle? It is where you don't build any military units. So that is what you're doing. It's a naked and it's fast castle. That's, you know, compared to something like a Drush fast castle, which is a Dark Age rush into fast castle. Naked is just no units. But you can't actually say that in game. If you try and communicate to your ally, I'm gonna do a naked fast castle, it won't work. So the best we could find was clothless. A clothless fast castle. So I don't know whether that's going to become a meme, but obviously already the chat filter for Age of Empires 4 is a bit of a meme in itself, so highly likely that it probably will. But anyway, we've got Beastie now trying his best to wall up. We see he's actually got walls all around his base at this point. And having a bit of a tough time as these horsemen do actually enter into his base. He's aged up. He does have prelates out here already. First prelate going to be picking up the relic. Second prelate going to be heading towards that relic. And third prelate actually heading out towards this relic. But look at this, the horseman guarding it. So doing a pretty decent job of getting on top of it. And Dada just killing it with his... Look, I'm not going to call the Khan overpowered. I wouldn't do that. Not at 9 minutes 30 into the game. Khan is perfectly balanced unit. He's killed the prelate there. He's got a villager running out. What's this villager gonna do? I think the villager is like, oh, okay. Dada's got line of sight. He could spot this down here. He could come down here and look to attack. And look how much damage these do. Like, You just idle all these villagers now with a hero unit, by the way. More villagers coming out now, and he's trying to run them back one by one, but like now you see what the issue is, right? Like you can't run them back one by one. They will just continue to push through. So we've now got Lancers out over on the east of the map, looking to push down towards where that relic once was, actually coming back a bit more to the middle now. And Professional Scouts has indeed come in for Dade. So this was a little bit delayed, so getting it in the transition period, it looks like. He's used all that gold, and speaking of all that gold, take a look at that. He's got so many resources in the bank for himself at the moment. And keep in mind, every second that gets delayed on this relic getting picked up, that's an extra 5 gold. Or rather, 5 gold that is being denied. So this relic at the moment's probably been denied for close to a minute at this stage, so 300 gold at this point, and obviously that's going to continue going up the longer the game sits. And I love that he's just denying this relic because it's the easiest relic for his opponent to get. And now the Lancers going to begin sieging through the walls. We spot Lancers to the north of his base, Lancers over to the west of the base, and now it looks like Dade is beginning to build up quite a significant force. No improved siege engineering just yet. Plenty of resources up here, plenty of infrastructure up here, double stable up here, but you want to know what's funny? Is this isn't enough. This is nowhere near enough. Like, okay, he's putting down another barracks now, which is correct, but he's probably going to need to put down another, probably 2 production facilities within the next minute or two. It looks like Khan might go down here, 73 HP, it manages to get away. Going to be heading towards these early horsemen, and just, oh, look how quickly they take them out. These are early horsemen against spears, and this is in the post-patch period, you got to remember that, so these guys have been nerfed, spearmen have been buffed. It looks like the Prelate's actually going to come out here, going to try a little bit of a wallalol, sneaky little wallalol. He's going to at least get the early horseman as it tries to do a little bit of a spin around, and he's going to be able to force it back, but keep in mind that Prelate can go down. This Khan does do a lot of damage at range, and now going to be breaking through those walls as he does actually manage to pick up that 3rd relic, and that's the final one that he cares about. You know, he is working towards his infamous, what was it from that card game? The Exodia. He has put the 3 pieces of his Exodia together, and now he just needs to put the 4th piece in. Well, there's also a 5th piece as well of Exodia, I think. Is there 5? I'm pretty sure there's 5. There's like the chest and the 2 legs and the 2 arms. I'm pretty sure that's it. But yeah, he's got 3 at the moment. What are the last 2? I mean, surviving the first 15 minutes of the game would be 1, and maybe getting to Imperial would be the last, like trying to get up to Imperial, but it's going to be a difficult spot for him now. The spears are coming out. These are only hardened spears. No upgrade yet coming through for this. He's got plenty of infrastructure here. We checked 3 barracks is coming, all going to be training it up. We do see the upgrade coming in now as well, so he does have those veteran spearmen, so he's going to be super duper happy with that. Going to be able to hold on, but keep in mind he is idle. A lot of farmland in here. Now, keep in mind, oh God, I just said keep in mind like 17 times. His opponent is going for professional scouts. He is going for farms. Professional Scouts at this point in time is significantly ahead, and it is reflected subsequently in these consequences right now that are happening because he just doesn't have enough units out. Speaking, where are Beastie's units? We're at 13 minutes now, and he's got a handful of spears out at this point. I mean, he's doing his best to try and hold on, but compare that to the Lancer numbers that we've had coming in. We've got more units beginning to trickle in across the map as well, and Beastie looking like he might be in a little bit of a difficult spot here as he continues to lose villagers. Score beginning to build up for Dade as well. Now, keep in mind, Dade currently not ranked. The reason why it's not showing that up is because the program that we're using for that rank determination can't interpret Korean correctly at the moment, and Dade's name is Korean, so it's tried to find Dade, hasn't been successful, but I can assure you guys, he currently sits, I think, at rank number 30 on the ladder, so he's quite high ranked. Beastie obviously rank 10, so very, very high ranked as well. But obviously having a difficult time against Dade, really putting the hurt on him at the moment. And it does look like he's going to be able to hold here. And the question is whether he's going to be able to build through this and be able to hold, because he's going to continue making spears. And these are veteran spears, so they're basically fully upgraded with the exception of the market, or with the exception of the blacksmith upgrades, rather. But the main issue that he's going to have is that, well, now we've got Springalds coming in. So improved siege engineering has, of course, come through from the blacksmith. You can see it's gone there. We've got the Springalds being constructed on the front line. And now the transition is beginning. And how does he respond to this? Because this is essentially, in my opinion, what makes the Mongols so strong, is just their tempo. And they have improved tempo because this wolf is just crying. I'm hearing like what almost sounds like music in my ears, but it's not. It's just the wolf crying in my left ear, going crazy. So any other civ at this point would have to be, you know, making a siege workshop and would be having to respond with potentially 2 or even 3 siege workshops to try and get this to match this tempo. But you can see that Mongols don't need to. He just comes out here with just a handful of spears, 7 spears, only hardened, and he's just making on the front line these Springalds. And this is really what makes the difference. It makes Mongols so damn strong. Now, obviously, there's other civs that can do it as well, but not without the same tempo, or not with, rather, the same tempo that Mongols have. You see more double units coming in right now for free. These are free units that are coming in. Do not have to pay anything extra for that. Obviously, you got to pay stone, but it's coming from Maneuver, which was free because he started off with all those extra resources. He's going to continue now building up this force, and it really begins to hurt at this point. He's got a very nice combination here, and almost looking like a little bit like a bit of a death ball. A lot of spears out here for Beastie. It looks like he's trying to get up to the next stage, but I'm kind of fearful for him because he's trying for a fast Imperial, I think, but I'm fearful just simply because there are so many units in his base at the moment. Now going to be going for the Regnitz Cathedral, looking to come down. I think Beastie's actually looking at trying to do a bit of a quick wall here on his wood line. The spears managed to hold on. Men-at-Arms now coming out, and the problem is he's going to have to try and deal with these Springalds, and there's no real easy answer to this at the moment. Obviously, he can get scouts out. He could get horsemen out potentially. He's tried to get a Springald out of his own, but even that is just so damn difficult to deal with. And now we see this Regnitz Cathedral under real threat as the battering ram does begin to get constructed for his opponent. Regnitz Cathedral, absolutely beautiful building, but unfortunately, it's not a military building, and it looks like Beastie has just tapped out. Beastie has been eliminated. His opponent, Dardare, has done it incredibly well here, taking him out, putting on the early tempo, and really just showing how strong these fast castles can be. Fellas, if you've enjoyed watching this cast, make sure you check out Beastie. I'll leave a link in the description. Go check him out, go say good day, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this game.